This page kicks off with the action-packed June 1999 cover of the official Nintendo magazine, boldly proclaiming itself, always first, biggest and the best. For just £2.95, readers snagged issue 93, promising the ultimate N64 insights. Front and center, Pierce Brosnan's Bond takes aim, hyping the first ever playtest of The World Is Not Enough. This incredible Bond blaster was touted as a must-have, a brave statement following the iconic GoldenEye 007. Speaking of iconic, Perfect Dark grabbed attention with its first review, daringly claiming GoldenEye is dead and 64's best ever game. That's quite the gauntlet thrown, promising a high-stakes adventure with Joanna Dark. Beyond the espionage, the cover also teased an official Pokémon Championship entry form inside, cementing the monster-catching craze's dominance. And for those looking ahead, glimpses of future classics like Mario Tennis, an Ace N64 sports sim, and Banjo-Tooie with brand new info and shots were prominently featured. They even squeezed in a nod to First Dolphin News, a cheeky hint at Nintendo's next big console. This cover certainly delivered a comprehensive preview of the N64's vibrant present and exciting future. This page is a Nickelodeon advert for Watch Your Own Week. Kids could vote for their favorite shows, bagging wicked hourly prizes like a Game Boy Color or boombox, all sponsored by Woolworths. This June 2000 issue of the UK's best-selling Nintendo 64 and Nintendo magazine boldly promises readers first access to news, the most screenshots, and helpful cheats. It confidently proclaims itself superior to all other gaming magazines. The magazine introduces the enthusiastic Team Nintendo, Barry, Alex, Rich, and others, showcasing their playful energy. Readers are encouraged to connect via post, phone, or dedicated email addresses for queries, tips, Pokémon questions, news, and reviews. A preview highlights upcoming coverage of highly anticipated titles like Perfect Dark, The World Is Not Enough, Mario Tennis, and Banjo-Tooie, aiming to build excitement for the next issue and solidify the magazine's position as a key source for Nintendo fans. The next page is practically an explosion of N64 goodness, immediately delivering on the promises from the intro. Taking center stage, it proudly announces, "Only in this issue is the first ever playtest, for The World Is Not Enough," starring none other than Pierce Brosnan's Bond looking suitably suave. They're promising the full lowdown. Amazing levels, all the heroes and villains, and naturally, awesome gadgets and weapons. Right, I'm already flipping to page 6. But wait, there's more! Down below, we're treated to a stunning shot of Joanna Dark from Perfect Dark, with the bold claim that this is the greatest ever N64 shoot-'em-up. A strong statement indeed, but Rare had a habit of delivering, didn't they? Time to check out page 18 to see if she lives up to the hype. And for a general gaming fix, there's a game news section, proudly declaring itself first and best for new titles. We see Banjo from Banjo-Tooie ready for action, and a peek at upcoming hits like Conker's Bad Fur Day, Dinosaur Planet, Zelda Majora's Mask, Mario Tennis 64, and Rush 2049. Sounds like they're covering all the big guns for both N64 and Game Boy Color, including Big Mountain 2000 and Donkey Kong Country. Clearly, this magazine is wasting no time getting us hyped for all the essential Nintendo titles. This Nintendo magazine issue is packed with content for N64 and Game Boy fans. A review of Mario Party 2 highlights digital board game fun, page 30, while the Blagfest, page 18, offers chances to win prizes like Pokémon soundtracks, N64 games, ECW Hardcore Revolution, Weetrix, Premier Manager 64, and more. Extensive game guides, starting page 56, provide tips for Pokémon Stadium and feature community contributions like your tips and your scores. Previews include Asteroids Hyper 64, page 34, and details for the Pokémon Championship, page 73. The Total Test, page 39, promises a comprehensive overview of Nintendo games and merchandise, and a free Game Boy magazine promoting Driver and Wario Land 3 is also available. Overall, the issue delivers reviews, guides, competitions, and previews for a complete Nintendo experience. This page unveils a highly anticipated title for the Nintendo 64, the 3D shoot-'em-up, James Bond 007, The World Is Not Enough. Developed by Euro.com, this game was clearly a big deal, slated for an October release, and promised all the classic Bond brilliance fans could hope for, complete with awesome weapons and cool gadgets. a proper treat for any aspiring secret agent. The page features a striking image of Pierce Brosnan, as James Bond himself, looking suitably intense, surrounded by a fiery, digitally boatinged backdrop that hints at the explosive action to come. It's hard not to feel the excitement just looking at that bold red text proclaiming, "The Woo is not," clearly setting the stage for the full title reveal and anticipating a thrilling N64 experience. This page declares the world is not enough the best Bond blaster, boldly stating it surpasses even the legendary GoldenEye. That's a brave claim, but the article certainly hypes it up as an action-packed, gadget-filled affair, promising a blast from start to finish. We're talking pure 007 heaven, with plenty of cool gizmos and guns to play with, perfect for any secret agent. The screenshots give us a glimpse of the first-person chaos, showing off intense firefights in corridors and what looks like a shipping yard. Apparently, some of the game's juiciest bits are still top secret, keeping us eager for more. It sounds like Bond's most action-packed adventure yet, so grab your guns, chaps, because there's a mission waiting. This page dives deeper into The World Is Not Enough, solidifying its claim as a true, all-action adventure. It confirms the game's faithful adaptation of the film's plot, pitting Bond against a race for billions in oil, the cunning Renard, and the need to protect Elektra. We get a glimpse of the varied locales, from the initial Min-6 building chaos to exhilarating ski slopes, promising more than just corridor shooting. Though it's a bit of a bummer you can't actually take Bond's rather swish BMW Z8 for a spin, what's the point of having it then? The Ultimate Challenge section details the game's difficulty settings, where objectives and enemy resilience crank up, ensuring plenty of replay value for aspiring secret or zero agents. Even on easier settings, it warns that things get very hectic, which sounds just right for a Bond experience. The first mission, Inside Ming-6, throws you straight into the thick of it. Terrorists are attacking, M's been nabbed, and it's your job to restore order and rescue her from M's very own office. Talk about a warm welcome. Finally, the people in question introduces the key players from the film who feature in the game. M, who finds herself in a bit of a pickle early on, the ever-flirtatious Moneypenny, the supportive Robinson, and Davidov, whose loyalty might just be, shall we say, flexible. It's a stellar cast of characters ready to join Bond on his latest thrilling escapade. The World Is Not Enough offers highly interactive environments beyond simple shooting, allowing players to utilize surroundings for tactical advantages, like creating distractions with broken TVS or explosive fire extinguisher blasts. Following the Mi-6 rescue mission, the action remains relentless with terrorists, ammo scavenging, and a fleeing cigar girl. The game introduces key film characters: Dr. Christmas, crucial for decommissioning and targeted by Renard, Elektra King, the ruthless heir to an oil empire, and Valentin, a former adversary now seemingly assisting Bond, though his reformation is questionable. Rounding out the cast is Bull, a violent enforcer protecting Valentin. The game promises continued action and intrigue, as Bond navigates a complex web of alliances and threats. The World Is Not Enough game closely follows the film's plot, demanding quick thinking. Failure means mission abort. It recreates key cinematic moments, like the ransom scramble and Sir Robert King's final message, with dramatic accuracy, even including a map of Mi-6. The game builds upon GoldenEye 07's control scheme, adding new features. Players can now strafe with C buttons, and Bond can jump a long-requested addition. Controls are streamlined. B button reloads and opens doors, A cycles weapons, Z triggers fire, and the bottom C button ducks. L and R buttons allow for surveying surroundings. Overall, the game offers a polished, familiar yet enhanced espionage experience for fans of the series. This page delivers another thrilling dose of The World Is Not Enough, diving into the streets of London mission where Bond is hot on Cigar Girl's heels. You'll be zipping along the River Thames with a speedboat flying through the air. A proper stunt action spectacle that it's not all scenic chases. Bond must also tackle a bomb threat in a seemingly deserted underground station. The screenshots highlight the intense gunplay and the rather stark reality of the tube being closed, just like real life, as you're tasked with defusing the explosive. Below that, we see a full-page advert for Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, down to size, bringing tactical counter-terrorism to the Game Boy Color. This page delves deeper into the thrilling world of The World Is Not Enough for Nintendo 64, giving us essential intel for survival. First up, don't get shot hammers home the brutal truth. There are no health pickups, so dodging enemy fire is paramount. Body armor offers some respite, But you'll need lightning-fast reflexes to stay alive, especially with those pesky snipers lurking about, ready to drain your health. Then we're dropped into an airstrip ambush, tasked with eliminating Davidov and infiltrating an airbase. It's crawling with guards, and while there are multiple paths, the main road is a sniper's paradise. A proper challenge for any secret agent. Your first objective? Wiping out those gun turrets. And remember, head-to-head combat is a no-go unless you fancy a quick trip back to the start screen. The game even points out how well the guards blend into the forest backdrop, making them a tricky spot. Finally, keep quiet stresses the game's realism and the importance of stealth. This isn't a run-and-gun affair. You'll need to move like a ghost. Kicking up stones or rustling bushes will have guards swarming your position quicker than you can say, "Bond, James Bond." Thankfully, night vision goggles are your best mate for those sneaky night ops, helping you line up your shots without getting too close for comfort. It's clear this game expects you to be a true secret agent, not just a trigger-happy tourist. This page dives headfirst into the world is not enough's brilliant arsenal and a crucial mission, proving it's not just a pretty face. First off, the gadgets and gizmos section lays bare Bond's toys. The watch taser is a standout, firing a powerful stun ray to freeze pesky enemies. Talk about a shocking surprise. And those night vision goggles, previously hinted at, are clearly essential for sneaking about in the dark, giving you the edge. No mere accessory, these gadgets are deadly weapons a true agent couldn't do without. Then we're thrown inside the base, a real-time mission that demands speed and cunning. Apparently, if you're quick enough, you can take down Davidov en route, nick his mobile, and even use it to call the control tower. Miss your chance, and it's a long, tedious trek on foot. Classic Bond, always keeping you on your toes. We see screenshots from within a gloomy tunnel, illustrating the stealthy approach. And a crucial tip: don't off the pilot, as he's your ticket out. That's just good common sense, isn't it? The page also features a rather prominent image of Christmas Jones, reminding us that Denise Richards is indeed the hottest Bond girl ever, and presumably, you wouldn't want to shoot her. Finally, having navigated the perils and landed the plane, the game simply states your ultimate goal: get out of there. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But we know better. This page is a striking full-page poster for The World Is Not Enough 007, featuring Pierce Brosnan as Bond, flanked by Elektra King and the hottest Bond girl ever, Christmas Jones. It's a visually explosive tease for the game, showcasing the cinematic action and key characters you'll encounter. This page dives into the nitty-gritty of The World Is Not Enough, giving us a proper look at the gameplay mechanics that lie beyond the cinematic flair of the previous page. First up, Wicked Weapons promises over 20 different ways to dispatch your foes, with some even boasting secondary functions. We get a glimpse of the classic P99 pistol, the rather aggressive assault 12-pump action rifle for those close-quarters encounters, and even a last resort punch. Because who needs a gun when you've got a devastating right hook? Though, as the bottom of the page wisely reminds us, if you've got a gun, just use it, eh? The rescue mission section highlights that Bond's job isn't all about blasting. There's a delicate art to hostage rescue. The tips are hilariously blunt, warning against accidentally offing innocent civilians, a classic Bond blunder, apparently, and making sure you don't let the cigar girl get away. It seems precision and patience are key, lest you find yourself replaying the mission because you were too late and the hostage has been shot. Classic. Finally, Hands Up reveals the often overlooked art of stealth and non-lethal takedowns. You can apparently sneak up on a terrorist and, if you're lucky, they'll simply surrender. Then, it's time to deliver that devastating right hook. It's a nice touch, offering more than just a bullet to the face, allowing for a bit more finesse if you're feeling less like a bull in a china shop. The next page takes us right into the heart of the action with On the Slopes from The World Is Not Enough. This isn't just a gentle ski trip, mind you. We're talking about a high-octane mission in the Caucasian mountains, hot on the heels of leaving London. The main challenge here is dealing with those pesky terrorists who are parachuting down and then hitting the slopes themselves. The mag warns that accurate shooting is an absolute must, as you're constantly on the move, and any missed shot means an enemy is going to be right on your tail. It's all about precision, apparently, not just spraying and praying. The tips are quite clear, telling you to deal with as many baddies as possible before you even begin your descent, because once you're on the slope, stopping isn't an option. And critically, you need to pick off those parachuting troops before they even touch down. Otherwise, they're incredibly tough to hit when you're on the move. The screenshots brilliantly illustrate the chaos, showing Bond's first-person view, aiming at skiers, and even those poor chaps still dangling from their chutes. There's even a cheeky tip for one scenario: be extremely cowardly and shoot him in the back. Classic Bond, eh? It all culminates near some cabins, where taking out the final guards means you're home free. Looks like a thrilling, fast-paced level that demands sharp reflexes and a good aim. The World Is Not Enough delivers dramatic cinematic deaths, focusing on one-shot kills, particularly headshots, and spectacular environmental takedowns. The game features methods like sending enemies tumbling down stairs or over banisters, ensuring fatal results. Beyond the violent gameplay, the article teases exciting, unshown multiplayer modes and positions the game as a strong contender to Perfect Dark's N64 dominance, praising its levels and addictive gameplay. Finally, an advertisement from urwired.com promotes game delivery services with the humorous suggestion to stay at home if gaming is a priority. Overall, the piece highlights the game's action, potential, and a convenient way to acquire it. This page kicks off the magazine's dedicated new game review section, proudly announcing that every game has been rigorously tested by their expert Nintendo players, ensuring honest opinions and scores. They even lay out their scoring system, reserving a special awesome award for titles that truly blow them away with a score over 90%. First up on the review block, and dominating the page, is the highly anticipated Perfect Dark, which the magazine declares is the blaster we've all been waiting for. They waste no time in touting it as the N64's biggest and best shoot-'em-up. A bold statement that directly challenges the previously discussed The World Is Not Enough. With ace weapons, massive missions, and mind-blowing multiplayer, they boldly proclaim this will be the best shoot-'em-up ever. Screenshots showcase Joanna Dark in action, with the cheeky caption urging James Bond to shove over. Clearly this game means business. The game info box confirms it supports multiplayer, memory pack, and rumble pack, retailing for £49.99, with a release date of June 30th. It looks like Datadyne is in for a serious reckoning. Also teased for upcoming pages are Mario Party 2 and Asteroids Hyper 64, promising more gaming goodness. The next page screams Perfect Dark at you quite literally, with Joanna Dark herself gracing the full-page spread, armed and looking utterly formidable. This isn't just a review, it's a statement. Fresh off the back of the bold claims on the previous page, this visual confirms Perfect Dark isn't just good, it's been awarded the coveted Nintendo official magazine Awesome tag, meaning it's blasted its way past 90%. The tagline boldly declares, "Nothing you've ever played before will prepare you for Perfect Dark. The game of the year is here. If that doesn't get your N64 buzzing, nothing will." It's clear the magazine believes Rare has truly delivered the definitive shoot-'em-up, leaving Bond to polish his Walther PPK in the shadows. This page dives headfirst into the meat of Perfect Dark, backing up those Game of the Year claims from the last page by detailing just what makes this title so utterly brilliant. We're talking a proper sci-fi story here, straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, where you play as Joanna Dark, a ruthless agent for the Carrington Institute, tasked with infiltrating the sinister Datadyne to rescue a super-intelligent computer. You'll need to master stealth, or you'll be going home in a body bag. Beyond the thrilling campaign, the game's gunning for action section reveals an absolute treasure trove of game options. Forget just single-player. Perfect Dark offers a robust Carrington Institute for honing your skills, classic solo missions, an intense combat simulator to battle computer simulants, and even brilliant cooperative and counter-cooperative modes for epic multiplayer showdowns. It's clear Rare packed this game with content that goes far beyond your average shooter. And what's a great sci-fi epic without a memorable cast? The magazine introduces us to the formidable Joanna Dark herself, the brilliant but vulnerable Daniel Carrington who founded the Institute, Jonathan Carrington's former top agent now overshadowed by Joanna, and the utterly ruthless Cassandra, the power-hungry head of Datadyne. This crew really brings the good versus evil plot to life, proving that Perfect Dark isn't just a stunning shooter, but a narrative powerhouse with characters you'll either love or love to hate. Perfect Dark establishes a thrilling world centered around two powerful corporations, Datadyne, a weapons and AI developer for the US military, and the Carrington Institute, an agent training organization with a secret connection to extraterrestrials after a failed partnership with Datadyne. Gameplay builds upon GoldenEye's controls with improvements like a quick-access weapon menu. Difficulty ranges from Agent to the challenging Perfect Agent, featuring highly accurate enemies. The game boasts detailed levels and explosive action, alongside a compelling cast of characters. Key figures include the easily manipulated NSA head Trent Easton, the unaware US president, Datadyne's whistleblower AI Dr. Carroll, and the mysterious conspiracy leader, Mr. Blonde. Perfect Dark is lauded as a classic with an intriguing story and engaging mechanics. Perfect Dark's Carrington Institute training program prepares players with facilities like a shooting range and holo training, allowing mastery of weapons, including the Falcon 2 and CMP 150 and combat techniques. The first mission, Inside Datadyne, tasks players with stealthily eliminating Dr. Carroll, emphasizing tactics like utilizing night vision and silenced weapons, as advised by Daniel Carrington. The game boasts a diverse arsenal, each weapon possessing unique characteristics and secondary functions, from the precise Falcon 2 to the powerful K7 Avenger. Perfect Dark aims for full immersion through detailed sound design, featuring impactful speech, music, and atmospheric tunes. Overall, the game appears to deliver a polished and thrilling spy experience. This page truly showcases the depth of Perfect Dark's gameplay, moving beyond just training. For starters, the Save Dr. Carroll mission at Datadyne isn't just a simple rescue. It's a proper challenge involving stealth through corridors to the rooftop helipad. Apparently, rushing in like a headless chicken will get you blasted to pieces, so careful planning is key, as any good agent knows. What's really impressive here is the clever enemies section. These aren't your typical dim-witted goons. They actually use cover, call for backup, and even sidestep your bullets, which is rather rude if you ask me. The reviewer notes they even have dying words, which adds a nice, immersive touch of realism to the mayhem. Then there's the Use Disguises feature for the Area 51 mission, which sounds like a right laugh. Instead of just blasting your way in, you can don a lab coat and trick the guards into letting you stroll around. It's a brilliant touch that adds a whole new layer of strategy to the game. Finally, we get a sneak peek at some of the serious firepower on offer. The Devastator sounds like pure chaos, best used in wide open spaces, while the Dragon Rifle hides a nasty proximity mine. The Sniper Rifle offers impressive zoom for long-range precision, and the Shotgun is hailed as the ideal choice for sorting out a pack of goons. Perfect Dark definitely isn't short on ways to dispatch your foes. This page truly showcases the depth of Perfect Dark's gameplay, moving beyond just training, with a cracking look at some of Joanna Dark's rather clever gadgets and a pivotal rescue mission. First off, we're treated to a peek at the high-tech toys Joanna has at her disposal. Forget just blasting away. You'll be using the Cam Spy and Drug Spy for sneaky reconnaissance, and, in the latter's case, even darting bad chaps with its rather handy gun. There's also the Horizon Scan for long-range viewing, and the absolutely essential night vision goggles to sort out those tricky dark areas where enemies lurk. It seems Joanna's toolkit is as impressive as her aim. But the real highlight is the Meet Elvis's mission. It appears our intrepid agent Joanna has to rescue a rather poor little alien chap named Elvis deep inside Area 51. This fella, who travels to Earth at Carrington's request, needs a swift extraction, especially with nerve gas filling the room. It sounds like a frantic race against the clock, demanding quick thinking to get Elvis out of that sticky situation and out of the base. Good on Joanna for sorting out that little green problem. Finally, there's a neat little advert at the bottom for YouAreWired.com with a house logo stating, "If gaming is your world, it's best you stay at home." They'll even deliver games right to your door. How terribly convenient. This page brilliantly expands on the thrilling world of Perfect Dark, giving us a deep dive into one of Joanna Dark's most crucial missions and showcasing her rather chic and practical wardrobe. First up, Save the President throws us into a high-stakes scenario aboard Air Force One, where our intrepid agent must thwart Trent Easton's kidnapping attempt. It sounds like a proper cat-and-mouse affair, demanding quick thinking to navigate the chaos and get the President to safety. Joanna will need to make good use of her strafing skills and the powerful Cyclone weapon against those relentless Datadyne cronies to ensure a swift escape via a Carrington rescue ship. It's certainly a tough mission that promises plenty of action and nail-biting moments. Then, the Dress to Kill section highlights Joanna's impressive array of outfits, proving she's not just a master of espionage but also of sartorial elegance. We see her versatile combat suit, perfect for getting stuck into a firefight, a cunning winter costume designed for camouflage in the snow, and a rather stylish dark raincoat that allows her to blend seamlessly into Chicago's gloomy, rainy streets. It's a neat touch, showing that even a super spy needs the right threads for the job. The quirky image at the very bottom with the sign, "So we meet again, mighty Gargantua," offers a brief, humorous interlude before prompting us to turn the page for more Perfect Dark mission guides. The Carrington's Villa mission in Perfect Dark tasks Joanna Dark with rescuing Daniel Carrington from Datadyne captivity. The mission emphasizes stealth, beginning with a cliffside infiltration utilizing cover and precise shooting to eliminate guards on the boat deck and rooftop. Inside the villa, players navigate tense encounters like a shootout in the bottle room, requiring strategic circling, and a challenging water cave section demanding accurate targeting. The core objective involves locating Carrington's prison and collecting keycards from defeated enemies to unlock his cell. The level is described as highly engaging, demanding both careful movement and precision shooting. Tactical advice focuses on utilizing the environment for cover, employing long-range sniping, and mastering combat maneuvers to overcome Datadyne's defenses and successfully complete the rescue. This page delves deeper into the tactical nitty-gritty of Carrington's villa in perfect dark, giving us a cracking visual map to guide our sharpshooting adventures. It's not just a pretty picture, it's packed with essential tips for navigating the Datadyne stronghold. We're shown how to make good use of the environment, like cleverly shunting sofas around for vital cover. Because nobody wants to be caught with their trousers down, the guide reminds us how to perfectly target those bothersome baddies by holding R and unleashing a shower of lead, turning them into sacks of spuds. And for those sticky situations, the bathroom becomes a sanctuary, offering a shield when you're on your last legs. It even teaches us the art of the sneaky flank, using walls to get behind unsuspecting guards, and the ever-crucial strafe shooting to keep moving and outmaneuver the enemy. This page truly cements the strategic depth of Perfect Dark, proving that careful planning and quick reflexes are key to becoming a true agent. Perfect Dark is hailed as a triumph, surpassing even the beloved GoldenEye 007. The game revisits the world of Joanna Dark, pitting her against the Skedar aliens and Datadyne with superb single-player missions. However, the review focuses on its superiority in head-to-head combat. Perfect Dark's graphics are described as GOBS macking, exceeding GoldenEye's, and its futuristic levels are preferred over Bond's classic locales. While acknowledging Bond as the best, the reviewer firmly declares Perfect Dark won better with increased difficulty and a superior 4-player deathmatch, ultimately labeling it an essential buy. The multiplayer arenas are a highlight, with Pipes, Chevetar, Area 51, and a returning complex offering diverse and engaging battlegrounds. The reviewer is clearly impressed by Perfect Dark's extensive and well-designed multiplayer options. This page absolutely confirms Perfect Dark's reign as the N64's multiplayer king, going into glorious detail on why it's such a blinding experience, both against clever AI and your mates. The Take on the Best section praises the combat simulator's AI, boasting that playing against these simulants feels just like battling a human opponent. They're so sharp, you'll need to master every super agent trick to keep one step ahead, making for some intense battles, like pummeling Cassandra from a high vantage point. For those who fancy a bit more chaos, cool extras like turbo mode for frantic battles, and the option to switch off the radar for an ultimate game of hide-and-seek add layers to the already phenomenal multiplayer. And the Double Trouble section dives into the game's innovative cooperative and counter-operative modes. Imagine teaming up with a pal to tackle a single-player mission. Or even better, going head-to-head within those very levels, deciding whether to back each other up or go rogue. It's a proper twist on the usual deathmatch. The Tele-Classic section even gives us a chuckle with the perfect live-action Joanna Dark from the US TV advert, really building the hype for its 30th of June release. To top it all off, Perfect Dark secures a monumental 97% Nintendo Awesome score, solidifying its status as the N64's multiplayer champion and a gaming experience beyond your wildest dreams. This page kicks off with a bang, celebrating the return of the Ultimate Party experience with a full-blown review of Mario Party 2. The tagline demands you fight for your right to party, and frankly, after Perfect Dark, a bit of board game chaos with your mates sounds just about right. The review hails Mario Party 2 as the absolute best board game on the N64, an even grander affair than its predecessor, boasting improved minigames and sprawling new boards. It's clearly designed for grabbing your pals for a night of competitive fun. We're given a sneak peek at the colourful Spaceland board, and the gang hurtling down a warp pipe, all ready for action. The reviewers are particularly chuffed, stating that more thought has been put into the minigames, a superb title to own. The page also introduces the all-star cast of playable characters, confirming that alongside Mario you can choose from Luigi, Yoshi, Wario, Princess Peach, and even the mighty Donkey Kong. Each character gets a shout-out, highlighting Wario's devious nature, Mario's ever-readiness, Peach's surprising ruthlessness, and Donkey Kong's minigame prowess. It's clear that the game is packed with personality and competitive spirit, promising endless laughs and rivalries. Mario Party 2 offers a customizable board game experience with game lengths of 20, 35, or 50 turns. Power stars are earned through minigame wins and awarded to the top performer, Often Mario. The ultimate goal is to defeat Bowser in a final showdown. The game features 5 unique and chaotic board themes: Spooky Horrorland, Ancient Mysteryland, Treasure-Filled Pirate-Land, Space-Themed Spaceland, and Westernland. Each board presents distinct challenges and hazards, like Bowser's Beam or hidden curses. Visually, Mario Party 2 is vibrant and cartoonish, with colorful graphics and charming details. Even Princess Peach changes outfits to match each board's theme. Bonuses are crucial for success, making strategic play key to accumulating power stars and ultimately winning the party. Mario Party 2 delivers chaotic fun with a massive 64 minigames, ranging from skill-based challenges like bobsleigh to luck-driven frenzies like balloon burst. Players compete to collect power stars, primarily through Toad Space, 20 coins, or by stealing from opponents via Boo's Space, 50 coins. Plunder chests and magic lamps offer alternative star-acquiring methods. The game's sound design enhances the lively party atmosphere. A key feature is the 5 turns to go phase, offering trailing players a chance to catch up with beneficial blue spaces, 6 coins, and risky red spaces, lose 6 coins. Dual minigames can dramatically shift the lead, ensuring a competitive finish. Mario Party 2 balances luck and skill, creating memorable and often argument-inducing moments for players. Mario Party 2 features a variety of board spaces impacting gameplay. Blue spaces award coins, red spaces deduct them, spaces trigger chance time mini-games for large rewards, and also, spaces offer board-specific effects. Item spaces host single-player mini-games for useful items, while Bowser spaces result in coin theft. Koopa banks allow coin deposits with potential for a payout, and battle spaces initiate 4-player minigame showdowns. A key addition is Minigame Land, accessible by purchasing games with coins. Guided by Woody, this simplified board focuses on coin collection and minigame play, offering 4-player, 1 vs 3, and 2 vs 2 modes. Reviews highlight Mario Party 2 as a significant improvement over its predecessor, praising its enhanced minigames, exciting boards, and overall fun factor, earning a 91% score from Nintendo Official Magazine. It's confirmed as a strong party game experience. This page takes us on a nostalgic journey back to the arcade, with a review of Asteroids Hyper 64, the N64 remake of the classic Space Blaster. Priced at £44.99 and released in May, this version supports the Rumble Pack and Memory Pack, promising to wow a new generation of gamers while still delivering that addictive asteroid blasting action we all know and love. The reviewer notes that losing a life now comes with a rather spectacular firework display, a nice touch if a little painful. Asteroids Hyper 64 is lauded as a true test of your reflexes and sharp shooting, particularly with its fast and furious action and the tough cookie megaship encounters. There are an impressive 50 levels spread across 5 distinct space zones. While the N64's graphical muscle perhaps isn't pushed to its absolute limit on the backdrops, the reviewer assures us the non-stop action means you won't have time to admire the scenery anyway. Plus, there are some strange happenings, like Zone 2's force field messing with your ship. You get to pick from 3 high-tech spacecraft, each with the same basic weapon but unique handling. There's the reliable all-rounder, the Excalibur, the nippy dagger, perfect for living on the edge with its weak shield, though the reviewer suggests they prefer not to. And the longsword, a sluggish but rock-hard defensive option. It sounds like a solid facelift for a timeless classic. This page gives us the essential intel for surviving Asteroids Hyper 64, starting with a detailed look at craft control. You'll find out that the Z trigger deploys a temporary shield, perfect for deflecting space junk, while the A button gives you a quick burst of thrust to dodge trouble. Your primary weapon is on the B button, though it's noted there's no continuous fire, so prepare those thumbs. Secondary weapons are on the cut button, vital for longevity, and the DAR button warps you into hyperspace, appearing somewhere else entirely. Plus, the Crite button offers a handy 180-degree turn for tactical retreats. Then we dive into the power-ups that are crucial for tackling those 50 levels. The yellow power-up gives you a loyal gun satellite, the red lets you scatter 5 mines, and the purple unleashes a powerful Armageddon wave from your craft. Sounds like a proper arsenal. Finally, the Stuff to Hit section introduces the various enemies you'll encounter beyond just asteroids. You'll face crystals that break apart but expand if ignored, spaceships with strong shields that hide behind debris, and lightning-fast comets that demand precise shooting. The reviewer notes, with a touch of blunt honesty, that despite the excellent gameplay, the backgrounds and repetitive enemy designs make things a bit repetitive. Still, it's all about the frantic blasting action, eh? Asteroids Hyper 64 delivers satisfying, loud gunplay and excels in its multiplayer modes, Knockout, Free-for-all, and Color Clear, color-specific shooting. The game's difficulty increases steadily, demanding skillful play. The review also reflects on 64 updates of arcade classics. Donkey Kong 64's graphical improvements are praised, while Asteroids Hyper 64 maintains core gameplay despite visual upgrades. Paperboy and Robotron on 64, though prettier, lack the charm of their arcade counterparts, suggesting some classics are best left untouched. Asteroids Hyper 64 receives a 76% score, lauded for its addictive simplicity, though it can become repetitive. Ultimately, it's a game likely to evoke strong love or dislike. This page is a full-blown advert for Serious Buckard's Own, an official Euro 2000 trademark product. It's a digital collection of football stars, featuring Ron Atkinson's 24 to watch, complete with stats, photos and video footage for your PC. This page is a vibrant advert for the Pokémon Pikachu pedometer. Walk with Ash and your digital Pikapal to earn watts and unlock tricks, truly your friend for life. This page kicks off the magazine's definitive review section, aptly named Total Test. It's boldly proclaimed that every game is thoroughly tested by experts, and the guide is updated every single month so you'll always know what's truly worth your cash. Our pal Yoshi is on hand to guide you through, pointing out the newest N64 releases which are conveniently highlighted in blue. The issue promises to dive deep into all the essential N64 gear, covering everything from rumble packs to steering wheels and joypads. They'll also be naming the absolute best N64 games to get your hands on, shining a light on the coolest sci-fi titles, and breaking down both the sales and rental charts. Fancy a trip down memory lane? They've also got a feature on 5 classic N64 games you simply must own, plus a look at some older games that might be worth a rummage in the bargain bin, or perhaps best left gathering dust. Visually, Tarzan makes a rather striking appearance, seemingly swinging into action as a preview for his N64 game review. The clear scoring system explains everything from real rubbish, 044, to amazing game you must play, 90,100, the latter earning the coveted Awesome award. They even update older game scores to keep the guide truly current. And for those of you who just can't wait to get your paws on Pokemon Snap, there's a quick flick suggestion to check it out too. This N64 game roundup highlights both current and upcoming titles. Rare's Perfect Dark is already a standout shooter, with StarCraft, Turok 3, Pokemon Snap, and WWF WrestleMania 2001 on the horizon. Reviews dominate, with Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64 earning perfect 96% scores as essential platformers. Diddy Kong Racing, 92%, even challenges Mario Kart 64's single-player dominance, while Beetle Adventure Racing surprises with 91%. However, not all games impress. A Bug's Life receives a disappointing 52%, and Cyber Tiger and Daikatana score only 72%. Bomberman 64 and Hero remain average at 68%. Solid choices include Blast Corps, 81%, Body Harvest, 88%, and Duke Nukem 0 Hour, 92%, praised as a strong sequel. Ultimately, the reviews offer clear guidance on worthwhile N64 purchases. This page dives headfirst into a flurry of N64 mini-reviews, but first, it gives us the lowdown on the essential Rumble Packs. Nintendo's own Rumble Packs is crowned awesome for making games loads more explosive, while Joytech's rechargeable Jolt Pack also gets a nod for being, well, rechargeable. Other contenders like Datel's Shockwave and Logic 3's N64 Vibration Pack are also put through their paces, with prices ranging from a sensible £4.99 to a rather steep £19.99. As for the games, there's quite the mix. GoldenEye 007 still reigns supreme with a mighty 94%, praised for its tense and realistic gameplay, while ISS 98 and F-Zero X also impress in the 90s. ECW Hardcore Revolution gets a solid 90% for its baddest dudes grapple, and both FIFA 99 and F1 World Grand Prix 2 score 90% each, hailed as top-tier sports titles. On the other hand, Hexen 64 limps in with a measly 50%, with the reviewer noting poor graphics. Ouch! F1 pole position also struggles at 62%. Overall, it's a quick-fire round of opinions on whether these titles, and those crucial Rumble accessories, are worth your hard-earned cash. This review covers Nintendo 64 memory packs and recent games. Memory pack options range from budget brands like Logic 3, under £10 per MB, to the officially best Nintendo controller pack. Blaze's 8 MB pack offers excellent storage, while Joytech's 1 MB is best of the rest. Top scoring games include Jet Force Gemini, 93%, an incredible shoot 'em up, and Lylat Wars, Mario Kart 64, and Mario Golf all 90%, praised for gameplay and multiplayer. Mortal Kombat 4 also scores 90%, overcoming a troubled past. Other strong performers: Knockout Kings, 87%, Madden 64, 86%, and Mario Party, 85%. Killer Instinct Gold, 76%, is challenging but dated, while Jeremy McGrath's Supercross 2000, 70%, suffers from poor handling. Sci-fi fans can enjoy F-Zero X, Lylat Wars, Rogue Squadron, and Armourines for fast-paced action. This review roundup focuses on N64 hardware and software. For racing enthusiasts, the Gamester 664 steering wheel with rumble is top-rated, followed closely by Thrustmaster's Formula Race Pro. Other options like Top Drive Plus and Jordan Grand Prix 2 also receive praise. On the software side, Quake 2 and Rayman 2 both earn 91%, celebrated for their smooth gameplay and vibrant worlds respectively. Sports titles dominate with high scores. Pokémon Stadium, Premier Manager 64, and NFL Quarterback Club 99 all achieve 90%, offering essential experiences for fans of each sport. Operation Winback, 90%, provides a unique stealth action experience. NBA Courtside and NBA Jam 99 are solid basketball choices, 89%, but NBA Live 2000 36% and Paperboy, 64%, disappoint, falling short of expectations. Overall, the selection highlights quality titles offering significant value for N64 owners. This N64 gaming update features a £5 voucher for top 10 games at Electronics Boutique, valid until mid-June 2000. Resident Evil 2 leads reviews with 94%, praised for its visuals and scares, while Ridge Racer 64 scores 92% for handling and content. Rocket, Robot on Wheels and Star Wars, Rogue Squadron both achieve 90%, highlighting clever puzzles and immersive Star Wars action respectively. Other reviewed titles include Roadsters, 88%, Ready to Rumble, 84%, Revolt and Rat Attack, 82%, noting Rat Attack's camera issues, Road Rash, 81%, and Robotron 64, 80%. Featured games include Mario Party 2, Tarzan, Perfect Dark, Multiplayer, and Track and Field 2000. The Blockbuster rental chart suggests affordable options like Pokémon Stadium and Super Smash Bros. For trying games before purchasing. This N64 retrospective reviews both controllers and games. Nintendo's official joypad is considered the best, with the new-gen Manta Ray as a strong alternative and the Gamester Basic offering exceptional value. Game highlights include Shadow Man 93% praised for its scares, and Super Mario 64 92% remaining a platforming masterpiece. South Park Rally, Star Wars Episode in Racer, Tony Hawk's Skateboarding, and 1080 Degrees Snowboarding all score 90%, showcasing diverse and excellent gameplay. Other reviewed titles include Silicon Valley, 82%, Supercross 2000 85%, and Tetrisphere, 83%. Some games disappointed, like Rugrats Treasure Hunt, 57%, and the new Tetris, 74%, while Rush 2 74%, and Top Gear Overdrive, 85%, represent the racing genre. Sarge's Heroes, 79%, faced camera issues. Overall, a strong collection of N64 titles are showcased. This month's Total Test reviews showcase a strong lineup for the N64, led by The Legend of Zelda's exceptional 97% score and praise as the best game in the world. Turok 2, Seeds of Evil and International Track and Field closely follow with 94%, lauded for their shooting and addictive gameplay respectively. Wrestling fans have multiple options with WWF Attitude, 91%, WWF WrestleMania 2000 91%, and WCW/NWO Revenge, 90%. World Cup 98 90%, Turok Rage Wars 93%, and V-Rally Edition 99 90% also receive high marks. Yoshi's Story and Weetrix earn 88% for charming platforming and puzzles. However, not all titles impress. Virtual Pool scores a disappointing 70%, while Aero Fighters Assault, 54%, and NASCAR 99, 62%, are heavily criticized as dull and boring respectively. Overall, this month offers several N64 must-haves, alongside titles best avoided. This page presents a striking full-page advert for the iconic yellow Game Boy Color, a vibrant reminder of Nintendo's undisputed dominance in handheld gaming. This month, the Master's Cheat page delivers over 60 guaranteed codes for popular games, avoiding costly premium lines. Pokémon Stadium takes center stage, with cheats to unlock a Talking Pikachu, triple game speed, Surfing Pikachu, and Pokémon color customization. Mario Party 2 receives a first-ever tip, revealing how to unlock extra games and the roller coaster minigame by purchasing all minigames from Woody, leading to coin rewards and battle minigame access. For Daikatana players, first-ever tips offer immediate access to all levels and weapons, bypassing initial gameplay hurdles. The page promises to elevate players' skills and provides easy-to-use solutions for common gaming challenges, fulfilling its promise of gaming mastery. This Master's Cheat session unlocks secrets for popular N64 games. Vigilante 8-Second Offense gains access to faster cars, rapid fire, gravity defiance, and bizarre vehicle modifications via passwords entered in the game status screen. Chegg Rally 2 offers weird and wonderful modes, like Chubby World and Supersonic Speed, alongside point maximization and repair codes. GoldenEye 007 returns with codes for the iconic DK mode, huge heads/limbs, and tiny bond, plus speed alterations for enemies. Input these in the folder menu. Finally, South Park Rally unlocks zany racers like Jesus, Satan, and Terrence and Phillip by completing specific events and collecting items. This page is a treasure trove of codes and unlocks, enhancing gameplay with hilarious and challenging modifications for each title. The next page dives deep into more 64 secrets, kicking off with the official Nintendo Top 5 tips. We've got the lowdown on finding a hidden Wet World bonus level in Duke Nukem, grabbing all weapons and ammo in Army Men with a simple password, and even unlocking a secret castle in Quest 64. For multiplayer mayhem, Battletanks players can snag a custom gang, and Toy Story 2 fans get a handy level select cheat right from the start screen. The Bash That Boss section gives a crucial tip for taking down Mazar in Jet Force Gemini. Strafe, avoid the rockets, and leap over that lightning attack. Over in Ridge Racer 64, the caddy car gets a shout-out, as a surprisingly quick, if somewhat golf course-bound, vehicle perfect for leaving opponents in the dust. Apparently it's ideal for those with a huge butt. Then, we're off to the wrestling ring with ECW Hardcore Revolution, where you can unlock a whole host of nutty brawlers and secret characters like Taz and Sheik, alongside hilariously grotesque big limbs and various bizarre head modes. Finally, for those constantly running dry, Armed to the Max provides infinite ammo for Resident Evil 2 and Duke Nukem 0 Hour, plus a neat trick to get all weapons in GoldenEye 07's bunker level. Truly a page packed with essential exploits for any serious N64 gamer. This page bursts onto the scene as the vibrant opening of the Game Boy official magazine, proudly declaring itself always first, biggest, and the best for Game Boy Color fans. The undeniable star is Driver, promising high-octane cops and robbers car chase action on the go, with a seriously cool purple muscle car front and center, complete with those essential racing stripes. Beyond the rubber-burning thrills, the magazine teases a packed issue, new Game Boy exclusives, comprehensive GB game reviews, essential accessory tests for all your peripheral needs, and a treasure trove of tips for every aspiring handheld hero. Plus, there are best GB competitions obviously, and something free, because who doesn't love a good freebie? And for the Pokemon fanatics out there, which, let's be honest, was everyone back then, there's a fantastic competition for Pokemon goodies, with plush Pikachus, and a very desirable toy car up for grabs. Talk about an incentive. The bottom of the page also gives a sneaky peek at upcoming features, highlighting the return of the Wicked One, Wario, in Wario Land 3 for GBC, and the ace skating sim, Tony Hawk's, roaring onto the handheld scene. It looks like a jam-packed issue for any serious Game Boy enthusiast. The next page is a full-page advert for the Pokemon Master Guide, a special collector's edition from the Nintendo official magazine. Priced at £3.50, it's touted as the ultimate guide to beating Pokemon Yellow, Red, and Blue. This page is your essential guide to what's hitting the Game Boy in this issue, teasing some absolute crackers. First up, they're giving Driver the handheld treatment. Watch out, Game Boy, there's a classic American muscle car about to tear up your screens and it looks like a proper smash. Over on the Game Boy Color, the magnificent brute himself, Wario, is making his grand entrance with Wario Land 3. Expect platforming shenanigans, and a good laugh, and it seems there are some awesome Pokemon prizes up for grabs too, which is always a bonus for us keen trainers. Beyond the big reviews, there's other stuff to dig into. They've got a Game Boy test section, which sounds like just the ticket for finding all the best peripherals and must-have goodies. And if you're stuck on games like Mario Golf, the GB Tips section promises to sort you out. Finally, the Blagfest looks like a grand roundup of Game Boy treasures, complete with more chances to snag some ace Pokemon loot. All these juicy bits and bobs, plus a comprehensive list of other cracking reviews like Tony Hawk's Skateboarding, The Mask of Zorro, and Konami GB Collection Volume 2, are spread across the magazine, promising a proper good read. This page kicks off the Game Boy Reviews section, proudly declaring that they're covering new games out now, and offering more reviews than other magazines. Quite the bold claim. They set the scene by explaining their review ethos. Every game is rigorously tested by their expert Nintendo players, giving you the honest truth, because if they wouldn't play it themselves, they certainly won't give it a high score. They've even laid out their scoring system, making it crystal clear what each number means, with the ultimate accolade being the awesome award for games scoring 90% or above, signifying a truly unmissable game. As for the games on offer, there's a lengthy list of Game Boy Color titles getting the once-over, including some cracking names like Tony Hawk's Skateboarding, The Mask of Zorro, and Konami GB Collection Volume 2, all hinting at pages to come. But the star of this page is undoubtedly Driver. Infogrames' latest offering brings gangsters, undercover cops, and high-speed chases right onto your Game Boy, promising tire-squealing, adrenaline-pumping fun. The review details how you'll dive into the underworld, dealing with a criminal godfather named Castaldi, all while tearing through the highways and byways in a proper American muscle car. With high-speed chases and police squads on your tail, it sounds like an absolutely brilliant ride, bringing an unprecedented level of action to the handheld. And of course, Driver proudly sports the coveted Nintendo Awesome seal, meaning it's an absolute must-play. This page continues our deep dive into the adrenaline-pumping world of Driver for the Game Boy Color, truly a gem for the handheld. It elaborates on your role as Tanner, the ultimate undercover cop who's dropped his badge to infiltrate the ruthless Castaldi and his gang of goons. You're off to Miami, where the New York police chief expects you to hook up with some decidedly unpleasant types. The key to your success? Proving your expert driving talents. Only by completing mission after mission will you show Castaldi's crew you're worthy of their shady dealings. As the page confidently states, if your driving skills are up to scratch, infiltrating the local mob will be a breeze. No pressure then, eh? The screenshots vividly show the top-down action, highlighting the crucial need for those slick handbrake turns and sneaky shortcuts to shake off the fuzz and avoid being pulled over. And when it comes to Castaldi's gang, they're not messing about, so prepare to show them who's boss as you tear through the streets of Miami and the iconic Big Apple. It's all about high-octane chases and proving your mettle behind the wheel, making this quite the thrilling ride on a small screen. Driver on Game Boy Color is a surprisingly deep and engaging experience beyond a simple chase game. Players take on the role of an undercover agent navigating Miami, transporting bank robbers while evading traffic and police. Success hinges on managing damage and felony meters, avoid excessive crashes and prolonged pursuits. The game boasts significant replay value, with diverse minigames like checkpoint for speed, getaway for evasion, survival against endless police, and a unique pursuit mode where you are the chaser. Mastering driving techniques like handbrake turns and off-road shortcuts is crucial for creative escapes. Praised for its action-packed content and masterful control, Driver received a stellar 92% from Nintendo Official Magazine, cementing its status as a handheld classic and a must-play for GBC owners seeking high-speed thrills. This page dives headfirst into Wario Land 3, Wario's latest smashing, crashing and bouncing platform quest for the Game Boy Color, priced at a rather reasonable £24.99. Our favourite greedy anti-hero is back, and this time he's on a mission to collect coins, nab 5 elusive music boxes, and uncover all those sneaky hidden rooms. It sounds straightforward, but Wario can transform into all sorts, like a vampire or even turn invisible, giving him a few tricks up his sleeve, and there's even a spot of minigolf to clear up the wacky levels. The game is packed with quirky mechanics, from Wario using his sheer bulk to smash through floors, to scoffing down donuts to transform into a chunky buffoon. Brilliant! You'll need to watch out for obstacles like moaning zombie heads that can turn Wario into a reanimated corpse, forcing a replay, and enemies that change depending on whether it's day or night. There are puzzles galore too, requiring you to outsmart hammer-wielding robots, or gulp down a mad scientist's potion to progress. However, despite Wario's charmingly uncouth presence, the Nintendo official magazine wasn't entirely bowled over, giving it a score of 82%. They felt that while it stars Wario, it wasn't quite the classic they'd hoped for, with some early stages proving tough enough to make you rip your hair out. A good game then, but not quite up there with the all-time greats. This Game Boy Color roundup features 3 reviewed titles. Looney Tunes Martian Alert, £19.99, is a highly rated 90% platformer, where players join Bugs Bunny and friends to stop Marvin the Martian, praised for its graphics and adventure, with link-up minigames. International Karate 2000, £24.99, earns 86% as a golden oldie fighting game, though not on par with Street Fighter Alpha, and includes a quirky ball-blocking minigame. Finally, 2G Rally £224.99 is a Brill Racing sequel, 86%, offering city and desert tracks, unlockable cars and circuits, despite losing the original's Rumble Pack support. All 3 games offer engaging gameplay and visually appealing graphics for Game Boy Color owners. This Game Boy Color review roundup features a mixed bag of titles. Azure Dreams, 85%, is a solid RPG with unique dungeons and enjoyable monster battles. Vegas Games, 80%, offers addictive, if simple, casino gameplay. Construction Zone, 67%, provides straightforward fun for younger players with its building missions. However, some titles fall short. Rugrats Time Travelers, 70%, is deemed frustrating and poorly executed despite its popular source material. Cross Country Racing, 70%, is an average racing game lacking innovation and satisfying mechanics. Overall, Azure Dreams and Vegas Games stand out as worthwhile experiences, while others are best suited for specific audiences or offer little to distinguish themselves. This page delivers a fresh batch of Game Boy Color reviews, kicking off with Tony Hawk's Skateboarding. Priced at £24.99 from Activision, it's a decent effort for the handheld, allowing you to pull off impressive stunts like backflips and 360 spins. However, the top-down view isn't exactly ideal for a skateboarding game, and hitting obstacles can be a bit hit and miss. Still, if you're craving extreme sports action, it might just scratch that itch. Next up we have Battle Tanks by 3Do, also £24.99, and it's a blast. This tank-blasting mayhem has you tearing across the USA to find your girlfriend, fighting rivals with superb, rocket-training combat. The reviewer clearly loved blasting foes from a safe distance, calling it a wicked experience. It's a solid shoot-'em-up with cool tanks and challenging levels. Then there's Ballistic from THQ, £24.99. It's a simple but addictive puzzle game, where you join 3 or more balls on a ring to pop them, trying to set up massive chain reactions. While it's noted as not much to look at, the gameplay itself is quite engaging for racking up points. Finally, we hit the diamond with Triple Play by THQ, a slightly cheaper £19.99 baseball title. Unfortunately, it strikes out, offering only exhibition and home run derby modes with rather jerky graphics. While smacking a home run is satisfying, the game is fiddly, lacks options, and the reviewer strongly advises picking up Star Baseball 2000 instead. Ouch. Several Game Boy Color games are reviewed here, with mixed results. Hot Wheels, 80%, and Bugs Bunny, 81%, offer enjoyable, if slightly limited, experiences, a fast-paced racer, and an addictive puzzle game respectively. The Muppets, 63%, and Tonic Trouble, 68%, disappoint, suffering from frustrating gameplay and poor execution. However, Konami GB Collection Volume 2, 91%, is a standout, earning a Nintendo Awesome stamp for its collection of 4 excellent games: Parodius, Track and Field, Block Game and Frogger. The Mask of Zorro, 60%, and 4x4 World Trophy, 58%, fall flat, failing to capture the excitement of their source material and plagued by technical issues respectively. Overall, the selection is a mixed bag, with the Konami GB Collection being the clear highlight. The next page is all about kitting out your trusty Game Boy with some truly cool add-ons and a selection of top-tier games. First up, we've got the must-have accessories. The Flexi Light from Blaze, a steal at £4.99, is your go-to for late-night gaming sessions, cunningly plugging into the extension port and barely sipping any power. Then there's Interact's Pulse Pack for £4.99, letting you feel every bump and blast with proper rumble action. Utterly essential for immersion. And of course, no Game Boy setup is complete without Nintendo's own link cable for £9.99, because as they rightly say, if it's made by Nintendo, you know it'll last. Beyond the gadgets, the page delves into of the best games, proudly sporting that Nintendo Awesome stamp we've come to expect for genuine quality. Each of these gems is a bargain at £24.99. We're talking the challenging desert adventure of Stranded Kids, the gadget-laden stealth action of Mission Impossible, and the nostalgic fun of Game & Watch Gallery 3 with its 5 classic titles. Plus, there's the non-stop spy thrill of Metal Gear Solid, and for racing fans, the rock-solid F1 World Grand Prix 2, which is, naturally, link-compatible for head-to-head glory. This article showcases Game Boy accessories and top game recommendations. The Nintendo Game Boy Camera, £29.99, allows for fun, creative photography. For games, Rayman, £24.99, offers challenging platforming, while Rumble Race Top Gear Rally, £29.99, delivers fast-paced racing with multiplayer options. Konami Winter Games, £24.99, provides button-mashing winter sports action, and Pokémon Red and Blue, £24.99, remains a classic monster-collecting RPG with trading and battling capabilities. Finally, the Interact Gamers Pack, £19.99, enhances the Game Boy experience with larger buttons, a joystick, magnifier, backlight and speakers, a complete upgrade for dedicated players. The article highlights the Game Boy's impressive game library and available enhancements for a superior gaming experience. This guide offers tested cheats for Game Boy Color classics. In Mario Golf, unlock champions Grace, Jean, and Tiny by winning tournaments, and use save/reload for unlimited attempts on difficult holes. Link's Awakening DX reveals tricks like shoplifting, saving with 5 hearts to avoid continues, and a fun Easter egg name, Link Zelda, for a new tune. Discover a secret color dungeon by interacting with a bookshelf. Super Mario Bros. Deluxe lets you start with 10 lives via the fortune teller, and an infinite lives glitch exists on course 31. High scores and playing as Luigi unlock bonus levels, including the challenging Lost levels. These secrets provide significant advantages and hidden content for each game. This collection offers game-breaking cheats and tips for classic Game Boy titles. Dragon Warrior Monsters players can breed hidden monsters by combining a Mad Cat and Giant Slug. Pokémon trainers can boost experience gains by 50% through trading and duplicate items using the PC's 64 boxes system. Harvest Moon reveals that character and cow names impact crop quality and milk production, while a clever egg-selling trick maximizes profits. Yoda Stories provides level passwords for easier progression, and Top Gear Rally unlocks secret content with codes. Additionally, passwords help skip levels in Tom and Jerry, and conquer bosses in Ready to Rumble, Bubble Bobble, and even Babe and Friends. This is a comprehensive resource for gamers seeking shortcuts and enhanced gameplay experiences on the Game Boy. This page invites you to the ultimate Blagfest, a competition absolutely brimming with top-tier Game Boy prizes. Up for grabs are fantastic Pokémon goodies, including a rather cuddly Pikachu plush, a Pokémon Game Boy bag, and even Pikachu pajama cases for those truly dedicated trainers. You can also nab yourself one of 3 zippy Pokémon Pikachu RC cars. Perfect for causing a bit of motor madness on your bedroom floor. But it's not all about catching them all, as there are copies of the rather slick Game Boy Color title driver to be won, letting you dive into some high-speed cops and robbers action. And for a dose of classic animation, Looney Tunes Collector Martian Alert is also on offer, with Marvin the Martian himself gracing the game's box. Each prize is tied to a cheeky multiple-choice question, testing your knowledge on everything from which fire monster you pick in Pokémon Red and Blue, to where Ash Ketchum actually lives. Time to put that Game Boy knowledge to the test and try your luck at bagging some proper swag. This page is an absolute treasure trove for any self-respecting gamer looking to bend the rules a bit, starting with some cracking cheat codes for the legendary Tony Hawk skateboarding. You can effortlessly achieve perfect balance, rack up a whopping 10 times trick multiplier, or even mess with the game's speed, making your skater zip around or glide in slow motion. It's truly as easy as punching in those button combos to dominate the skate park. Then, We've got the insider info for Operation Winback, spilling the beans on how to unlock secret characters and modes. Just bash in the right sequence at the press start screen, and listen for that satisfying gunshot confirmation. You'll unleash the one-shot kill sudden death mode, open up a trial mode, or even expand your roster with extra multiplayer characters. Plus, there's a handy trick for greater pistol lock to keep your aim true without wasting precious ammo. And if all those manual button presses sound like too much effort, the right side of the page is dominated by the Cheatmaster and Cheatmisters themselves, flogging access to cheats unlimited. For a mere 60p a minute, you could ring up and get the lowdown on cheats for a massive array of Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Saturn, PC, and even Game Boy Color titles. Ah, the good old days before the internet, when you'd happily pay a small fortune for a snippet of game-breaking code. This Nintendo 64 Your Tips section, judged by Wario with a transparent controller prize, is packed with gaming secrets. For Turok, Rage Wars, discover how to unlock hidden bosses and the powerful chestburster gun. Perfect Dark fans can explore a real-world website mirroring the Carrington Institute, accessed with a discovered username and password. GoldenEye 007 boasts a hidden level unlock. A complex button sequence grants invincibility and access to all levels, including the rare Aztec and Egyptian stages. Finally, Ridge Racer 64 players can learn the 360-degree power slide, previously seen only in demos, to enhance their racing skills. These tips offer exciting ways to rediscover and master classic N64 titles. This guide offers expert tips for classic Nintendo 64 games. For Ocarina of Time, learn to navigate Hyrule Castle undetected. Super Mario 64 players will discover how to shrink Wiggler and reach Big Boo's balcony. Pokémon trainers get help finding the card key in Sylph Company and acquiring the Master Ball. The guide debunks the DK's Jungle Parkway shortcut in Mario Kart 64, but provides alternative time-saving techniques and reveals a route to Yana Desert in Link's Awakening. New Ways to Play suggests unique multiplayer modes for ISS 64 and WWF Attitude, including a chaotic Bulldog challenge. Finally, Can You Help? Solicits community assistance with challenging Castlevania, Legacy of Darkness and Pokémon encounters defeating Cornell's second form and catching Mewtwo without a Master Ball. This page challenges you, the reader, to prove you're Planet Nintendo's greatest gamer by tackling a series of expert challenges to win awesome prizes and earn some serious bragging rights. First up are the expert challenges. In Smash Bros, you're tasked with the fastest time in Bonus Practice 1, with a hot tip that Pikachu is your go-to for clearing multiple targets at once. Then, it's off to Poké Stadium for Eakin's Hoop Hurl, where nabbing those golden Diglets is key to racking up the most points. For the athletes, Track and Field demands the fastest 100 meters dash, requiring you to anticipate the gun and bash those buttons like a madman for a lightning-fast start. Finally, Tony Hawk's invites you to dominate the downhill jam with the fastest time, reminding you that mad air and strategically hitting obstacles are crucial. The results are in for previous challenges. In GoldenEye 007, Sam Connolly absolutely dominated Statue Park, proving new Bondmasters are still coming out of the woodwork. Mario Golf saw Daniel Elliott crowned the fastest in speed golf, making him the man. For Banjo-Kazooie, John Russell conquered Freezy Peak, collecting all the jiggies in record time, with a prize winging its way to Oldham. And finally, Stephen Grantham proved he's the ultimate boarder in 1080 degrees snowboarding, nailing the highest trick score and staking his claim as the Beastmaster. The next page unveils another epic challenge for you seasoned gamers out there. The Mega Challenge, this time kicking it old school with Donkey Kong 64, set by the legendary Rare, who, as the page reminds us, were cooking up perfect dark even then. This is your chance to prove your DK64 mastery. The main event focuses on Inguard's Arena, where your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to swim through as many hoops as possible before the timer hits 0. And just like any good competition, there's a strict, no cheating policy. So put away those dodgy codes because Big Donkey Kong is watching your every move. The current leaderboards show Ashley Taylor from Suffolk leading the pack, with a whopping 330 points, but there's plenty of time to catch up. The creme de la creme, the top 4 contenders, will be invited to a grand multiplayer final at Nom Towers, duking it out in the DK64 Battle Arena. So get practicing those banana hooves, and prepare for glory. And for your troubles, if you smash those scores, you could be bagging a cool official Nintendo controller pack, or even a Rumble pack. Sweet! This page delivers the second part of the Pokémon Stadium Master Guide, asserting that if you want to progress beyond the initial easy victories, you'll need to ditch those dodgy rental Pokémon and train up your own Game Boy critters. Nintendo Official Magazine firmly declared that Stadium is essential for Pokefans. Battling 3D beasts is excellent, and who are we to argue? The guide kicks off with essential equipment and catching tips for building a world-class team. Apparently you'll want to keep a weak level 10-15 Pokémon handy to soften up wild ones for an easier catch. Clever, eh? It also advises using sleep moves to save on Ultra Balls, and suggests meticulously comparing stats of Pokémon from the same breed to ensure your chosen monster hits level 100 with the best possible attack stats. No room for slacking when you're aiming for the top. Finally, for those looking to power up their team swiftly, the Good Training Spots section recommends targeting areas brimming with Pokémon weak to your critter's type, like sending a water Pokémon to Mount Moon for a jolly good time against rock types. And for endless experience and cash, simply rinse and repeat. Challenge the Elite Four again and again until your Pokémon are absolute beasts. This page dives into the tactical brilliance of technical and hidden machines, labeling them your secret weapons in Pokémon Stadium. It's all about catching your opponent off guard. Give your Pokémon a TM move that covers their type weakness, like teaching an electric-type Raichu a water or ice move for those pesky ground types. The guide wisely advises against wasting TMS on moves your Pokémon already has, advocating instead for genuine surprises. You can even transfer TMS from your Game Boy adventures, allowing for endless customization for your mighty creatures. Then, it shifts gears to expert training tips for your level 100 beasts. Firstly, ditch those dodgy rare candies and avoid the daycare, as they'll apparently mess with your stats. Who knew? Instead, bolster your Pokémon's weaker categories like attack, defense, speed, or special, with stat boosters like Iron and Peep Up. Speed apparently is paramount. However, don't bother trying to feed the mighty Mewtwo these boosters. It's far too grand for such trivialities, especially if it's already maxed out. A truly comprehensive guide for the discerning trainer. The next page delves deeper into the tactical challenges of Pokémon Stadium, focusing on Stadium Mode, Round 2, where you're expected to field your own carefully reared Pokémon, moving beyond the rental types. First up is the Petit Cup, which imposes a strict level limit of 80 for your entire team, requiring at least one Pokémon at level 30. The guide walks you through 7 preliminary rounds and a final battle, offering invaluable tips for each encounter. It's all about type advantage here. Whether you need an electric type for water Pokémon, a ghost for psychic, or a ground type for poison, the strategy is laid out to ensure you're always one step ahead. Then, we jump into the Pika Cup, which the magazine cheekily warns is deceptively tough despite being a low-level cup. You're only allowed low-level Pokémon, making clever counters even more critical. The tips for this cup are equally comprehensive, guiding you through 7 more challenging trainers and a final showdown. Again, it's a masterclass in type matching, from using grass types against ground, electric for flying, and a good old ghost to pummel those psychics. Every battle demands strategic foresight. This page truly cements the idea that Pokémon Stadium isn't just about raw power, but pure strategic brilliance. This guide provides tactical advice for the Pokécup in Pokémon Stadium, covering both the Pokéball and Great Ball tiers. The Pokéball tier requires a team of 3 Pokémon between levels 50 to 55, with a combined level cap of 155, emphasizing type matchups across 8 rounds against trainers like the Juggler, Biker, and Psychic. Success relies on exploiting weaknesses: rock against fire, electric against water, ground against poison, culminating in a bug or electric-type final battle. The Great Ball tier features the same trainers with tougher, higher-level Pokémon, demanding even more strategic planning. The core principle of exploiting type advantages remains crucial. Bug and ground types counter Psychic/Ghost, ground defeats Poison/Fire, and a well-chosen team can overcome the old man's Charizard. Ultimately, mastering Pokémon Stadium hinges on tactical genius, not just Pokémon strength, with grass, electric, and fighting types proving consistently effective. This page dives straight into the nitty-gritty of the Pokécup, with guides for the Ultra Ball and Master Ball tournaments in Pokémon Stadium. First up, the Ultra Ball tournament throws a curveball with mixed-level enemy teams, so you'll need to really lean into those type weaknesses. We're talking grass types like Tangela to humble ground, rock, and water foes, or a well-placed psychic attack to put those pesky fighters in their place. Ground types are your best mate against rock, poison, electric, and fire, while an electric Pokémon is vital for any flying or water threats. The battles are getting tougher, culminating in a showdown with a psychic trainer, so make sure you've got a bug or fighting type ready to dish out some serious pain. Then, for the truly dedicated, it's on to the Master Ball tournament, the final frontier. Don't get complacent, as this 8-round gauntlet is no walk in the park. Here, type advantage is king. You'll need ground to take down electric, fire, or poison threats, and a good bug type for those tricky grass or psychic Pokémon. The page showcases some intense encounters, with familiar faces like Zapdos and Articuno, reminding us that every battle demands tactical genius. The grand finale is another psychic challenge, so ensure your team is perfectly balanced with bug, ghost, or electric types to clinch that ultimate victory. It's all about picking the right Pokémon for the job and exploiting every single weakness. Pokémon Stadium's Prime Cup features challenging Pokéball and Great Ball tournaments, both with level 100 opponents. The Pokéball tournament is the most difficult, demanding diverse type coverage. Early rounds focus on standard matchups, rock/fire/electric, evolving to include flying, ground, water, and grass types. Later stages require rock, ground, and fighting Pokémon to overcome bug, flying, ice, poison, and normal types, culminating in a final round favoring ground, grass, and fighting. The Great Ball tournament, while still difficult, allows for more strategic depth. Initial rounds need ground, electric, and fire types, with Psychic proving effective against fighting and poison. Grass counters the Rocket team. Later challenges introduce Dragon, Grass, and Electric types, best countered by Ice, Electric, and Ground respectively. The final round presents a diverse team including Ninetales and Raichu, demanding extensive type coverage and strategic team building beyond simple type advantages. Mastering type matchups is key to success in both tournaments. This page is a solid field of pure white. Pokémon Stadium's Gym Leader Castle offers a challenging gauntlet against iconic gym leaders from the Game Boy games. Success requires strategic team building and adaptability. Brock, Pewter Gym, is vulnerable to grass and water types, but his trainers use diverse Pokémon. Lieutenant Surge, Vermilion Gym, falls to ground types, though his trainers include water, fire, and psychic Pokémon. Erika, Celadon Gym, and her grass types are countered by ice and bug types. Misty, Cerulean Gym's water Pokémon are weak to grass and electric, but beware her trainers' psychics and ice types. Finally, Koga, Fuchsia Gym's poison and bug types succumb to psychic Pokémon, but his trainers utilize flying, ground, and water types. Be prepared for varied trainer teams in each gym, demanding a well-rounded Pokémon roster to achieve victory and conquer the Gym Leader Castle. This page is a vibrant free poster showcasing a massive collection of your favorite Gen 1 Pokémon in glorious 3D, exactly as you'd see them battling it out in Pokémon Stadium. From the mighty Gyarados to the adorable Pikachu, it's a fantastic visual treat for any trainer. This page is absolutely jam-packed with essential tactical intel for any aspiring Pokémon master, tackling the Gym Leader Castle and Elite Four in Pokémon Stadium. First up, Sabrina's Saffron Gym, where psychic types reign supreme. You'll need ground, rock, electric, and even ghost Pokémon to deal with her varied trainers like Burglar Ninetales and Sabrina's Snorlax. Then it's on to the formidable Elite Four Castle. Lorelei's ice and water types are no match for your trusty electric and grass Pokémon, while Bruno's fighting and rock types crumble under psychic and water attacks. Agatha's Ghost and Poison Squad brings psychic and electric types for a chilling victory, and Lance's mighty dragon and flying Pokémon, Ice and Electric, are your best bet for a shocking win. Down in Cinnabar Gym, Blaine's fire Pokémon are ready to toast you, but water types will douse his challenge, and ice is key for his Judaboy's ground and flying types. For Giovanni's Viridian Gym, remember he doesn't have a single preferred type, so you'll need a well-rounded team focusing on types like psychic, fire, and water against his diverse roster. But the real treat? Conquering Hard Mode unlocks the legendary Dodrio mode, letting you play your Game Boy Pokémon titles at a blistering triple speed. Now that's what I call a power-up for any serious trainer. This Nintendo Community Update, hosted by Tim and Dave, highlights reader questions and discussions. Concerns range from practical kneading gloves for intense international track and field button mashing to deeper game design philosophies. Readers debate whether gameplay ideas or graphics are more important, with Terry Starling and Tim advocating for strong concepts, while Matthew Stevenson champions a balance, citing GoldenEye 007 and Perfect Dark. Pokémon's encounter rates in Red and Blue also sparked discussion, showcasing the game's early depth. A fun challenge, Bowser's Prison, asks for essential N64 games for indefinite confinement. Aaron Jones' selection WWF WrestleMania 2000, Command & Conquer, and Resident Evil 2 is praised for its variety, strategy, and replayability, ensuring a well-distracted imprisonment. Euseful. This issue features reader questions for Nintendo developers, revealing excitement for Harvest Moon 64 and frustration with Perfect Dark's delays. A reader won a prize for inquiring about Scottish Pokémon events, focused on sticker promotions, not Pokémon sightings. The highlight is an Ask Miyamoto section. Miyamoto discussed the 64DD and Talent Studio, hinted at a potential Star Fox sequel on GameCube, and condemned piracy as a bad deed. He also praised Rare's Donkey Kong Country and Snake Rattle and Roll, anticipating Perfect Dark. Elsewhere, discussion centered on the upcoming GameCube, Dolphin, versus the Nintendo Shark, potential Game Boy Advance titles like a Pokémon or Zelda RPG, and appreciation for Ridge Racer 64. Overall, the issue captures a sense of anticipation for Nintendo's future releases and technological advancements. This page plunges us into the world of Rareware with an Ask Rare segment, where the developers field questions with their signature wit. Readers are keen to know if Rare's classic Spectrum games like Saber Wolf might ever appear on the N64, to which Rare slyly points to Jetpack in Donkey Kong 64. The cheeky inquiries continue, with one fan asking which actress would play Joanna in a Perfect Dark movie. Rare's deadpan suggestion of Roseanne Barr for her physical resemblance is pure gold. We also get a peek into the team's gaming habits, as one asks if they play Pokémon during breaks from Mickey's racing adventure. And for those wondering about Mr. Tusk, Rare hints at his return in Killer Instinct 3, a Dolphin launch title, which sounds rather exciting. Down below, the reader letters keep the entertainment flowing. There's a heated debate about Pokémon Stadium's 90% score, with one fan insisting it deserved more, and another expressing a peculiar disinterest in Pokémon altogether. Console debates rage on, with a plea for more beat-em-ups on the N64, while another reader hilariously suggests the old King console as the perfect name for the upcoming Dolphin, promising it'll dethrone rivals like the Snoozer Station 2 and Drempants, a common affliction apparently, that only Nintendo gameplay can cure. The next page dives into the ever-popular Mario's Hotline mailbag, where readers fire off questions and comments to our esteemed panel, Tim and Dave. It seems some players are getting a bit tired of sequels, longing for original gems like Zelda and GoldenEye 007, while others are absolutely buzzing for Mario World on the Game Boy Advance. Dave even jokes about selling grandmothers for it. The Dolphin console is still a hot topic, with one reader gleefully suggesting that Drempants owners, whoever they are, should ditch their machines for it, continuing the good-natured ribbing from the previous page. We also hear about the Pokémon Tour 2000, with some cheeky readers calling out others for using predictable Mewtwo strategies. There's chatter about upcoming titles too. WWF WrestleMania 2001 is on the horizon, but sadly not for the N64, and Pokémon Snap is due around October. Gamers also ponder if Perfect Dark and GoldenEye 007 might go online via the Dolphin, a tantalizing prospect. The page rounds off with the Mario's winner letter, where one reader vents about the price of Nintendo games like Perfect Dark and Super Smash Bros., sparking a lively debate about console and game pricing. Below that, a cryptic answers section appears, likely a solution to a previous puzzle. This page unveils the magnificent winner-takes-all feature, where our very own Nintendo official magazine steps in to settle those heated gaming disputes between mates. The premise is simple yet brilliant. If your friend constantly trounces you, Nom's resident gaming guru Tim Street will pop over. If Tim secures the victory on your behalf, you snag an awesome N64 game. If he loses, your smug friend pockets the prize. Our first case sees Adam perpetually dominating poor Dominic at ISS 98 in Billericay, Essex. Adam, the show-off, is always victorious, leaving Dominic fuming. But fear not, for Tim arrives to wipe that grin right off Adam's face. The match is a real nail-biter, with Tim scoring an early fluke and the scoreline bouncing back and forth. After some truly epic play, including some rash challenges and beautiful crosses, Tim finally prods home the decider in extra time. The result? Tim triumphs, meaning Adam is finally brought down a peg or two. Dominic, absolutely chuffed, walks away with some sweet N64 swag, including a copy of Ridge Racer 64. As we always say here at NOM, we love to win, even if it brings a tear to a kid's eye. And speaking of tears, if you were at the Pokémon Tour, you might just spot yourself on page 76. The official Pokémon Championship in Britain has begun, seeking to crown the ultimate Pokémon Master. Entry forms are available on page 73. Remember to photocopy it, not cut the original. The competition will feature rounds at electronics boutique stores, leading to a national final in London. Excitingly, a NOM representative is in Japan investigating the elusive Mew, with potential UK download events rumoured but unconfirmed. Gold badge holders from the NOM Tour shouldn't expect a guaranteed Mew download. The championship is expected to be highly competitive. Trainers like Nixon Luyoung, London, boast incredibly powerful teams, including level 100 Mewtwo and Dragonite. Other promising trainers include Joseph Phillips, Comric, and Matthew Hodgson, Woking, whose Articuno could be a key asset. Strategy, not just power, will be crucial for victory. This page is a fantastic showcase of fan creativity in Poke art. Loads of incredibly cool Tentacruel pictures have flooded in this month, proving that even a Pokémon primarily known for its tentacles can inspire true artistic genius. We see Tentacruel battling a Squirtle in Brady Cuthbert's colourful piece, and a fierce showdown against Graveler in Matthew Lewis's ace drawing. Clearly, Graveler doesn't stand a chance. James Hodgson's drawing captures a nervous Pikachu, while John Bayliss shows Tentacruel on the road, reminding us all to look both ways. Samantha O'Connor's art brings the heat with a fiery Pokémon fight, and Oliver Sargent's picture features the whole gang. Stephen Hefferman offers a cool Jengar vs Tentacruel pick, and Richard Street Catherine's ace effort includes Misty. Stephen Turl's Tentacruel looks particularly mean. For those aspiring artists, there's a handy How to Draw Gengar guide, encouraging you to sharpen your pencils and send in your best efforts. Our Pokemaniac of the month is Ayarsha Love from Lincoln, proudly displaying her awesome Articuno drawing and a fantastic collection. Keep those pictures coming, you could be next to feature. Finally, the Pokemart section features Topps the First movie cards, a new trading card set celebrating the Pokemon film, available for just 99p a pack. This page is a mega exciting announcement for all you budding Pokemon masters out there. It's the official call-up for the Pokemon Championship, looking for the absolute best trainer in the UK and air to represent us in the European Championship. If you've got Pokemon Red or Blue on your trusty Game Boy, then this is your chance to prove you're the very best, like no one ever was. Qualifying heats are kicking off every Saturday and Sunday from early June right through to mid-July at electronics boutique and game stores across the land, a slightly earlier finish for our Scottish pals. Winners from these heats will then be invited to the Grand UK and Air Finals in London at the end of August. So you'd better get your poker team strategies sorted, because Europe needs a champion. To enter this monumental battle, you simply need to follow the clear instructions. Cut out the form, fold it up nicely, stick it together, slap a stamp on it, and send it off to the airdry PO box. Just remember that closing date at the end of May. Don't miss out. For more championship details, you can always hit up the official website at pokemonstadium.co.uk. It's all here, from Pikachu's encouraging nod to Charizard, and Blastoise ready for action. What are you waiting for, trainers? Trainers, registration is now open for the European Pokemon Championship. You can enter via physical form, deadline May 27th, May 22nd for Scotland, or online at pokemonstadium.co.uk. Early entry deadlines, May 17th, have passed, with notifications sent by May 26th. The helpline closes May 7th. 38,000 trainers will be selected for qualifying heats at electronics boutique and game stores. Trainers under 16 require parental/guardian consent. Heats will be played on Pokemon Stadium under Prime Cup regulations. Teams of 6 Pokemon, levels 1 to 100, excluding Mewtwo and Mew, will be used, with 3 Pokemon battling per match. Duplicate Pokemon and self-destruct moves are prohibited. Complete rules and entry details are available on the registration form. Don't delay. Sign up now. This page is bursting with Pokemon goodness, kicking off with your Poketips from the legendary Professor Oak himself, dishing out crucial advice from trainers. We've got nuggets of wisdom like using your weakest attack against a Pokemon employing Bide, or the strategic use of Mirror, move against a Dragonite's Hyper Beam. Proper tactical stuff to help you become a true Pokemon master. Next up, feast your eyes on the ultimate Poke Warrior, a fan-created monstrosity dreamt up by Tom Linklater. This fearsome beast is a true Frankenstein's monster of the Pokemon world, sporting a Charizard head for burning power, a Dragonite body for sheer bulk, Zapdos wings for aerial dominance, Magmar legs for tackling, and Hitmonchan arms for lightning-fast strikes. Pure genius. For those who think they know their Pokemon, there's the Hidden Poke Hero Quiz. challenging you to identify a blurred Pokémon from a set of cryptic clues. It's revealed to be Seadra, a sneaky one indeed, proving you need to be a true expert to catch them all. Finally, we've got a smashing chance to win Topps Chrome cards. These shiny beauties, previously only found in Woolworths, can be yours if you can name the two infamous members of Team Rocket and their mischievous Poke sidekick. Down at the bottom, we've got the usual suspects listed in the masthead, from editors to designers, ensuring this Pokémon-packed mag gets to your eager hands, alongside the vital subscription details for those still not getting their fix delivered. The Nintendo official magazine Pokémon Tour 2000 was a massive success, drawing huge crowds of Pokémon fans across the UK and Ireland. Attendees competed against non-Pokémon masters for a coveted gold badge earned by winning 5 battles. Even those who lost received a humorous sticker acknowledging their defeat. The tour stops in Belfast and Dublin were particularly busy, showcasing the peak of Pokémania. However, the tour wasn't without incident. Non-Master Dave had his car broken into in Dublin, losing valuable equipment including Pokémon games and his Game Boy. Despite the setback, the tour provided a memorable experience for fans, with packed halls and intense battles. Gold badges for those who defeated Dave were promised by post, solidifying the event as a monumental occasion for the Pokémon community. This page gives us the lowdown on more of the epic Nintendo official magazine Pokémon Tour 2000 stops, kicking things off in Eastleigh. Apparently it was another mad event where Dave, our resident Pokémon master, squared off against over 200 feisty trainers. His Articuno was a mean one, but it was Mewtwo that often sealed the deal. We see the brave souls who faced Dave, including those who felt the full force of his Mewtwo and Articuno, highlighted by a rather regal-looking Macomb, Dave himself no doubt, on his posh throne. But fear not, the page also celebrates the Pokemaniacs, who actually managed to beat him, proving Dave isn't completely invincible. Then it's a jump over to Bristol, which clearly went poker mad. The elite challengers there certainly gave Rich and Ob, part of the NOM team, a run for their money. Again, Mewtwo, coupled with Blizzard, was the Pokemon of choice, proving its dominance in these competitive battles. The magazine gives a shout-out to those who managed to topple the NOM team and encourages everyone else to keep training. Because who knows, you might just be a master in the making. Even Dave's fearsome trainees dished out some defeats, and you can see a couple of utterly exhausted Pokemon masters after battling their socks off. Finally, a quick teaser for next month, promising more reports from the other tour dates, so keep your eyes peeled. You might just spot yourself in the next issue. Blagfest offers N64 fans numerous chances to win prizes. Copies of the Pokémon the First movie soundtrack, featuring 90s pop artists, are available, alongside a contest to name the 151st Pokémon. Infogrames is giving away N64 bundles with games like Premier Manager 64 and Rally's Multi-Racing Championship. Fighting game fans can win by identifying the secret cow in Fighter's Destiny, while Pokémon Stadium is up for grabs for Prime Cup experts. Other prizes include a radio, Nestlé treats, and Hydro Thunder with an N64 controller and model powerboat. Testing knowledge of N64 racing games like the one featuring Dolphin Park. It's a wide-ranging competition with something for every N64 enthusiast. This page is a full-page advert for the Nintendo Store online. Promising a 100% Nintendo shopping experience, it urges fans to visit nintendostore.co.uk for all N64 and Game Boy products. Nintendo News boasts exclusive, 100% accurate coverage, focusing heavily on the upcoming Banjo-Tooie. Rare's sequel promises 8 expansive new worlds, challenging puzzles, and transformed gameplay with an improved camera. Players can now control Mumbo Jumbo, and a new 4-player mode is included, alongside exclusive content for original Banjo-Kazooie fans via Wats's Cave and Eggs. Beyond Banjo-Tooie, the article teases a strong N64 lineup, including Conker's BFD, Zelda, Majora's Mask, and Mario Tennis 64. Game Boy Color also receives attention with mentions of Donkey Kong Country. August is predicted to be a significant month for Nintendo gamers with these anticipated releases. This page continues the deep dive into Banjo-Tooie, and it's looking absolutely brilliant. We're treated to a fantastic spread of screenshots highlighting the game's expansive new features and bizarre characters. There's a curious clockwork bird that you might be able to fly inside, suggesting new traversal mechanics, and a glimpse of a lava-filled arena where Banjo is scoring a goal in a minigame. The scale of the enemies is certainly something to behold, with a colossal spiky beast towering over our heroic duo, confirming that Banjo and Kazooie will need to be quick on their feet. We also get a peek at a spooky, haunted world, complete with eerie green energy, promising a truly atmospheric level. Plus, meet a rather cool stitched-up dude, just one of the many weird and wonderful characters you'll encounter. And apparently, not all of them will be friendly. The most exciting revelation has to be Kazooie's newfound independence. She can now fly solo, breaking free from Banjo's rucksack, which sounds like it'll open up a whole world of new gameplay. The magazine's team is buzzing with excitement, confidently stating that Banjo's rucksack looks even better than the original, and predicting Banjo and Kazooie will be the ultimate power duo this summer. Sounds like a cracking good time awaits us. This issue highlights The Masters, a new service offering game guides, tips, and even phone support from UK's top gamers. Fast News reveals Pokémon trading nights at Burger King, complete with free coffee for parents. E3 preview showcase upcoming N64 titles including Pokémon Attack Hey You Pikachu, Ready to Rumble 2, and Mega Man 64, alongside Rare's 2000 lineup Dinosaur Planet and Mickey's Speedway USA. Handheld gamers can anticipate more Pokémon Attack, Zelda Triforce series, The World Is Not Enough, and a new Simpsons game. Racing fans will enjoy Rally Challenge 2000 with realistic damage and weather. Details on the Game Boy Advance, including its internet capabilities, are also included, as is Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness for N64. Finally, Dinosaur Planet is confirmed, a real-time adventure featuring Saber, Crystal, and evil lizard warlords, promising hidden areas and a day/night cycle. Screenshots are coming next month. This page is a comprehensive advert for Gameplay.com, offering extensive Nintendo 64 consoles, new and pre-owned games, and accessories at discounted prices, including a special offer for Perfect Dark. This page dives into the thrilling world of Mario Tennis 64, a brand new sports sim from Camelot. Forget your garden variety tennis. This game promises more Mario magic with mechanics similar to the brilliant Mario Golf, featuring dazzling sparkling rackets and blazing balls that'll leave your opponent spinning. All your favorite characters are back, each with their own unique flair. Peach might lack power but Toad is nimble, and Mario naturally is the ultimate all-rounder. Get ready for some serious multiplayer action with a 4-player option and intense doubles matches. The most exciting news for dedicated fans is the ability to download new characters using the transfer pack from the Game Boy edition. The page also introduces a truly new evil character, Waluigi. Wario's scrawny younger brother is making his debut, a dead ringer for Luigi, and he's here to mess with Luigi's career. Expect him to bring his evil tricks to the court, including a rather aggressive fireball return shot, forming a rock-hard doubles partnership with Wario. From screenshots showing Luigi's cunning drop shots and Yoshi's powerful serves to Mario's unstoppable smashes, the game looks fantastic. The magazine's experts are clearly buzzing, declaring Mario Tennis 64 will be awesome with incredible and very realistic gameplay. Sounds like we're in for a smashing good time. This page unveils two exciting new titles. First up is Big Mountain 2000, a thrilling 3D snow racer from South Peak, promising a new for Nintendo 64 experience. Gamers can choose between skis or a snowboard to tackle tricky tracks, cool stunts, and day and night racing. With 6 unique competitors, multiple routes, sneaky shortcuts, and a 2-player mode, it sounds like a proper blast down the slopes. The experts are clearly impressed, noting it looks just as good as 1080 degrees snowboarding, hinting at another N64 hit. Next, we dive into Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color. It's truly hard to believe, but Rare has worked its magic to recreate the classic Super NES adventure on the portable, complete with new bonus stages and hidden areas. Rumor has it that Diddy's Kong Quest and Dixie's Double Trouble might also be getting the Game Boy Color treatment. The screenshots confirm the familiar barrel blasting and zinger dodging action is back, proving that even a 16-bit classic can shine on a handheld. This page unveils a fizz-tastic full-page advert. Fanta is giving away an epic weekend at the Fanta House for you and 6 mates, packed with N64s and movies. Just answer a simple question to enter this bubbly competition. This page is a bustling full-page advert for Wickedware, offering a vast array of Nintendo 64 and Game Boy consoles, games, and accessories, including special Pokémon editions and competition details. The next page delivers a sensational spread on the highly anticipated Zelda Majora's Mask. kicking off with the bold promise of GOBS macking graphics, amazing gameplay, and the biggest adventure yet. This Nintendo 64 update gives us the lowdown on Link's latest epic, set in a parallel world where he's got to stop the moon from crashing down. No pressure then. We get a peek at the game info confirming it's a 3D adventure from Nintendo hitting shelves in October 2000. The article highlights how Link's character transforms with fantastic masks, granting him new abilities and helping him solve puzzles. The screenshots showcase the awesome Deku Scrub mask, allowing Link to hide and attack, plus a glimpse of musical notation, hinting at groovy new tunes to master for those all-important musical skills. The All the Right Moves section reveals Link's impressive new skills. He can now glide using special flowers, reaching previously inaccessible areas. And get this, he can even walk on water for a few steps, which is surely going to open up some interesting shortcuts. Of course, that familiar sword slash is back for tackling the bigger and badder enemies that undoubtedly await. It's clear this adventure is packed with fresh mechanics, and the classic Zelda charm we all adore. Zelda, Majora's Mask's intense 3-day time limit is highlighted, emphasizing the pressure to efficiently manage the 60-hour countdown and how time of day impacts gameplay with different enemies appearing based on the hour. The preview conveys excitement for the game's fast-paced action and Link's musical abilities. Also previewed is the Pokémon trading card game for Game Boy Color, releasing in December. Players aim to become Pokémon card champions by collecting cards and battling gym leaders and collectors like Gene, Master of the Rock Club. The game features familiar Pokémon and a medal-based progression system, requiring players to defeat numerous opponents to challenge the Masters. Reviewers anticipate a challenging but highly engaging experience, with extensive replayability focused on collecting and battling. This page accelerates into the futuristic world of Rush 2049, Midway's upcoming 3D racer due in September, promising high-speed thrills in Space-Age San Francisco. The game features 5 incredibly tough tracks packed with gravity-defying jumps and hidden shortcuts, offering a mirror option and new courses. Beyond just crossing the finish line first, players are encouraged to seek out gold coins stashed in obscure routes, unlocking cool new motors and custom paint jobs for their vehicles. Screenshots showcase diverse environments like Lombard Street, watch out for crashes, the sneaky Coit Tunnel, and the impressive, futuristic Civic Center, with the night races looking particularly sharp thanks to ace lighting effects. The magazine's verdict is that while previous Rush titles were merely adequate, Rush 2049 is set to be a spectacular improvement, one they're already itching to play. If you're into races, this one looks like it could give even Ridge Racer 64 a run for its money. This page is an absolute treasure trove for any self-respecting gamer, screaming go for it, with a plethora of prizes and essential cheat codes. Fancy yourself a new console? You could bag a shiny Sega Dreamcast, a classic Sony PlayStation, or even an N64, the dream machines of the era. And if you're looking ahead, there's even a PlayStation 2 up for grabs, bundled with the high-octane Ridge Racer 5 and Street Fighter X3, perfect for getting a head start on the next generation of racing action, following on nicely from the Rush 2049 hype. Beyond the consoles, there's a serious haul of Pokémon goodies, including the legendary Red and Blue with a Game Boy Color, plus pinball and stadium. Wrestling fans aren't left out either, with games, tickets and merchandise on offer. And for the tech heads, there's everything from mini-disc players to Toshiba laptops, and even a beastly Pentium 2 IPC. But wait, there's more! The page also delivers the goods with a massive cheats and tips section. While listing every single one would take all day, highlights include tips for Gran Turismo 2, Pokémon Snap, Sonic Adventure, and even FIFA 2000, a real mix for every gaming taste. It's truly a one-stop shop for winning big and getting an edge in your favorite titles, provided you've got a few quid to spare on the phone call, mind. This page is an absolute riot, dedicating itself entirely to the upcoming, or just released, depending on how quickly you devoured your magazine, N64 Classic, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Forget those cute, fluffy platformers you thought you knew. This is Conker, but bigger, bolder, and frankly, a whole lot ruder. Developed by the legendary Rare, this 3D platformer, slated for a late 2000 release, promises not just a hilarious one-player adventure but also a cracking 4-player deathmatch mode, perfect for settling scores with your mates. The write-up gleefully highlights the game's more adult themes, with mentions of Conker himself swearing, bosses like farting dragons, and mutant bumblebees. Clearly, this isn't for the faint of heart or those still clinging to the idea of a family-friendly squirrel. The screenshots give us a peek into the chaos, From split-screen multiplayer action and precision sniping of buzzing bees to Conker squaring off against the Grim Reaper himself. There's even a section dedicated to the game's cinema scenes, which hilariously parody Hollywood blockbusters like Saving Private Ryan and even feature a monstrous Godzilla-esque moment. The magazine's verdict in the We Think box couldn't be clearer. Rare has truly delivered again. Conker's Bad Fur Day is bursting with action, lush levels, and a brand of rude humor that, while not for everyone, will be adored by older gamers. It sounds like exactly the kind of cheeky, unforgettable experience the N64 was crying out for. This page kicks off with an exciting preview of Star Wars Episode 1, Battle for Naboo, a 3D shooter from LucasArts. You'll be stepping into the boots of Gavin Sykes, battling it out in the skies and on the ground, reminiscent of the classic Rogue Squadron style, albeit with improved camera angles. The magazine makes a point of highlighting the lack of a multiplayer mode, which is a bit of a bummer, but assures us it's still incredible and awesome action. Screenshots show intense space dogfights and ground combat, promising a thrilling adventure. The We Think box wholeheartedly agrees, declaring it just what we need and a definite hit. Below that, we have a full-page advert for Puma Street Soccer, inviting teams to compete for a chance to lift the World Cup. This grassroots football event features celebrity appearances from the likes of Paul Ince and other Puma soccer stars, with the UK national finals held at the Millennium Dome and the ultimate finals in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The next page bursts onto the scene with a double dose of future console excitement. First up, we get a peek at Sapphire FPS, a promising new stealth shooter that's clearly taking cues from the likes of Rainbow Six. You'll be using a whole arsenal of gadgets and guns to tackle baddies across various locales, from city streets to trains. The magazine highlights its amazing graphics and the use of night vision goggles, making stealthy takedowns a breeze. The reviewers are absolutely gushing, declaring it the best Dolphin game so far, with incredible visuals and brilliant gameplay. High praise indeed for this spy shooter. But wait, there's more Dolphin news. We're fed a juicy rumor about Perfect Dark 2 potentially heading to the new console, alongside confirmation that Ubisoft is bringing titles like Dinosaur and The Road to El Dorado to the next-gen system. There's also whispers of the first Dolphin demo being shown off, and even Nintendo's president spilling details about a new 3D Pokémon adventure for the machine. Capping it all off, Ubisoft also announced a brand new Rayman game is in the works for Dolphin, building on the success of the N64's Brill adventure. It seems the future of gaming is definitely on the horizon, and it looks rather exciting. This page is packed with adverts for game mail-order services, offering a wide array of consoles, games, accessories, and Pokémon merchandise. Plus, there's a handy service for all your cheat code needs. The next page is a bold declaration of intent, proudly displaying what's coming in the next month issue. Get ready for the next issue, which promises to be the biggest and best, naturally, and hits shelves on June 16th. The Nintendo official magazine boldly states it keeps 6 promises to its loyal readers. These include giving you the earliest look at Nintendo 64 games and products, cramming in loads of new screenshots, delivering user-friendly content, ensuring all tips and cheats actually work, providing trustworthy reviews, and making sure you'll never ever need another gaming magazine. Talk about confidence. The main event looks to be a deep dive into Pokémon Yellow, promising extensive coverage of Pikachu and pals, brand new extras, awesome Pokéscraps, whatever those might be, and a thorough exploration of every town. Also featured are exciting updates. The very first shots of Dinosaur Planet are set to be uncovered, and the zombie scarefest that is Resident Evil Zero creeps ever closer. On the review front, they've been busy with F1 Racing and the N64's Taz Express. And of course, expect all the usual top-tier game guides and best cheats within its hallowed pages. Sounds like a packed issue. This page blasts you right into the world of Banjo-Kazooie, featuring a fantastic, up-close shot of everyone's favorite bear ready for adventure. The magazine promises you're in for a treat, detailing what makes this sequel a must-play. They're hyping up the hilarious heroes, Banjo and Kazooie obviously, the utterly incredible graphics that push the N64 to its limits, the big baddies and bosses that will test your skills, and the much-anticipated Mega Multiplayer mode, a real game-changer for the series. Beyond the main events, there's a handy tips section, giving a quick glance at some essential knowledge. We've got Perfect Dark with a hint about Rare's bluster-busted secrets, and a little taste of Pokémon Yellow for some serious monster-mashing action. Plus, there are general tips and cheats from Planet Nintendo because who doesn't love a good shortcut? And if that wasn't enough, this issue throws in a brilliant bonus, a plus Game Boy Color mini-mag. That's right, a whole extra booklet packed with all the best Game Boy reviews and tips. It's clear this magazine aims to cover all your Nintendo bases, from the big console blockbusters to the portable pocket powerhouses. The next page throws you straight into the ultimate mastermind quiz, promising to test your Nintendo knowledge and maybe even bag you some Brill prizes. It's a proper brain teaser, designed for the true Mario and Pikachu fanatics out there. First up, General Knowledge challenges you with 10 tricky questions, from who created Pokemon to Nintendo's very first arcade machine, and even a hidden turkey in Diddy Kong Racing. Next, Talking Nintendo puts your ear to the ground, asking you to identify which Nintendo stars uttered some iconic lines, with character images like a certain burly hero and a familiar witch there to jog your memory. Who the Hell then presents a lineup of 5 cheeky chappies and a vehicle, daring you to pinpoint their game of origin, featuring characters that look suspiciously like operatives from Perfect Dark and racers from Diddy Kong Racing. Finally, Name the Game throws up 4 classic N64 screenshots, including a high-speed futuristic racer, the undeniably bloodiest fighter on the Big N, a snowy slopes shredder, and a terrifying, spine-chilling quest. And for those who fancy their chances, The Big Question offers 3 copies of the awesome stealth sim, Operation Winback. Just answer, which Nintendo worker created the Game Boy for a shot at glory? The next page is a massive advertisement for the Special Reserve Discount Club, detailing membership benefits, game and hardware sales on titles like Perfect Dark and Wipeout 64, and promoting their online gaming portals. This page is a vibrant full-page advert for Midway's Game Boy Color titles, featuring Rampage 2, Marble Madness, Billy Bob's Hunting and Fishing, and Ready 2 Rumble Boxing, with Afro Thunder urging you to play.